Hey team. Okay, in this stretch we are going to look at what's called the couch stretch, hence the couch. Now, if you're at home and you've got a couch, yeah, it's perfect to use. What you need to just have a look at though is the height. Like if it's too low or too high, you might not be able to do this, so you might just have to play around. If you're in a gym and you have access to soft boxes, you can use those. Otherwise you might need to use sort of hard boxes and maybe lay a mat over them so it's comfortable. Okay, you're going to need a cushion or a rolled up mat or a yoga mat or something like that, just that soft that goes under your knee. So with the couch stretch, we're mainly stretching front of the thigh, the quads. If you want to get muscle specific, the biggest muscle that we stretch is rectus femoris and also the psoas or the hip flexor. The way we set up is the back knee goes onto that cushion, and you want to get it fairly close to the couch, but you can play around with it. If you're tight, you might want to, if you find that quad's really tight when you start stretching it, you might want to bring it out further. If you have some more flexibility, you can get it in nice and tight. From there, we come into this lunge position, so very similar to what we'd use with a hip flexor stretch. If you find that your balance is challenged here, you can put something here like a chair, another box. You can use a dowel rod or a broomstick just to brace yourself. Once you're here, there's two things we want to do. We want to lean back slightly so we're stretching across the knee, creating more knee flexion. The other thing we want to do is think about the pelvis being like a bucket of water. We want to tip water out the back of that bucket. So we're creating a posterior tilt of the pelvis. We're pulling the tailbone down towards the floor. That really opens up the top end of the hip. It takes the top end of the hip where that rectus femoris or quad attaches away from the knee. So by doing those two things, we've got our stretch. From there, we're going to hold the stretch for 90 seconds to 2 minutes. As always, I like to hold for 2 minutes, but if it's really tight to start with, you may only get to 90. When you hit the minute mark, you'll normally find it'll ease off a bit, so you can just ease back into a little bit, reset the pelvis, make sure it's nice and strong, make sure you're getting bang for your buck. Then, when we hit that 2 minute mark, we're going to go through a process of strengthening the stretch stuff and the stuff that is not stretching on the opposite side of the joint, this stuff back here. That process is called pails and rails, and all it is making the stuff stronger around the joint that we're stretching, and it will allow us to move further or deeper into a stretch. It will allow us to actively find new range. So the first one we do is the pails contraction, where we make the stretch stuff stronger. So to do that on this stretch, what we would do, we push this back foot into the couch. That contracts the quad. Then I like to push the front foot into the floor, irradiate the whole body with tension. So switch everything on, then push the back foot harder, and that really gets it fired up. We're going to hold that for 15 seconds. Once we've done that 15-second hold, then we're going to pull this heel to the butt. So we're going to strengthen all this stuff in here. So we pull, and we might have to lean forward slightly to get it off the couch. We're going to get cramp. Embrace the cramp. Just work through it for 15 seconds. Then we place it back down and we lean back. We push back off this front leg into new range. We retuck the pelvis and we hold there. Once we're there, we want to try and hold for a minute. If you can't, like minimum 30 seconds, but I like to be able to hold for a minute. Really try and relax and just enjoy that new range, okay? So that is what is known as the couch stretch. Give it a go. I hope you enjoy it. If you have any questions, let me know.